Okay, today we're going to look at the side-by-side bar graph. So this is our set of data. This is saying that your freshmen had their favorite color red, 3 of them. There was 4 freshmen that said blue and 5 freshmen that said green, or excuse me, 7 said green for a total of 14. For the sophomores, 5 said red, 2 said blue, 8 said green for a total of 15. So there was 29 total people in this class. 8 total people said red. 6 said blue and 15 said green. So the way we make a side-by-side bar graph is we could do it either for the freshmen and sophomores, or we could do it for the color. So I'm going to do it both ways just so you can see them both. So first, I'm going to do it with freshman and sophomore. So the way we're going to do this is like this. We're going to have freshmen right here. I'm going to have sophomores right here. And I'm going to end up with 2 bar graphs. So for the freshmen, red is 3, so I need to go up to 3, and I'm going to have to go up to 8 eventually. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So for the freshmen, I make 1 bar graph that goes up to 3. And I'm going to just color this one in blue. You can either use colors, or you can use different shapes or styles, but whatever you use, you have to have a key. You know, I should have just done it. Actually, I'm going to do that now. I'm going to just use the colors that are done for us. So let's go with red. So red goes up to 3. Just to make it easier. And then blue is going to go up to 4. And then green is going to go up to 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the reason this is called a side-by-side bar graph is because you do your bar graph side by side. Now I'm going to do the same thing for the sophomore. So sophomores, there was 5 that had red. And we had 4 that were blue. And there was 8 that were green. So the reason we like the side-by-side bar graph is it's easy to compare. You can just quickly look here and say, you know what? Clearly, the green is the favorite of both of them. But for the freshmen, blue was the second favorite, as opposed to the sophomores where red was the second favorite. You can say things like there was more red that the sophomores liked than the freshmen, but there were the same number of blues. So you can easily compare them, which is what the side-by-side bar graph shows us. Now, instead of doing with freshmen and sophomores, we can take the same set of data, and this time we're going to do it with red, blue, and green. By the way, I said you need a key, and I forgot to make it. So you need a key, and our key is going to be red, blue, and green. And our red is going to be colored in red, our blue is going to be colored in blue, and our green is going to be colored in green. So make sure you have a key that tells me what these are. This one was quite obvious, but if it's not, make sure you have it. So I'm going to go make my key over here. So we need freshmen and sophomores, and this time I'm going to use a key where we don't use 2 different colors. So you can see the difference here. I'm going to do the freshmen, I'm going to have diagonal lines. And for the sophomores, I'm just going to use dots. Okay, so for red for sophomore, or for freshmen, it was 3. And for sophomores, it was 5. And so on. We do blue is 4 and 2. And then the green, 7 and 8. And we can quickly tell the difference between the freshmen and the sophomores by the design that's on the bar. And these are some very interesting bars. I apologize. My pen's not working as well as I want it tonight. But again, you can compare it. So both of these are called side-by-side bar graphs, but this one compares freshmen and sophomores. This one is comparing red, blue, and green. So make sure that you know how to make either one. The other chart that we want to talk to you about is a stacked bar graph. So a stacked bar graph is going to be very similar, but instead of going side by side, we stack it on top of each other. So in this case, we're going to go with freshmen and sophomores like we did in the last one. And we're going to make one bar graph. Now the nice thing is the total is going to be here. I'm going to count by twos to get up there. 2, 4, 6, 8. There's 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. And that should be enough. Okay. So the first one for the freshmen, we have 3. So we're going to go up to 3. Okay. That's at 3. And then we're going to stack on top of it this blue one. So the blue one's going to go up 4 more. And you can tell what the total is supposed to be as you can add them up. And 3 plus 4 is going to be 7. So this needs to now go up to 7. So 2, 4, 6, so right about here. And we're going to put that on top. So this is 4, this is 3, but together they make up 7. Now we're going to add this on top. So we're going to add a 7. And 7 and 3 and 4 is 14. So now we got to go up to 14, 10, 12, 14. And we're going to put that one right on top. So we have all 3 of them on top. And just like before, we got to use some different color codings to represent red, blue, and green. So red, blue, and green. And you can use colors or you can use different symbols. I'm going to use red to be dashes. Blue is going to be dots, and green is going to be all the way filled in. So our red is this one, our blue is this one, and our green is this one that's all the way filled in. And I do the same thing for sophomores. So first the sophomores are going to be up to 5, 2, 4, 5. And then the next one is 2, so we're going to stack 2 more on top of that, which gets us up to 7. And then we're going to stack 8 on top of that, which would get us up to 15. So I got to go up to 15. And just like before, we're going to color code this. And now you have a stacked bar graph. And just like on our side by side, here we did it with freshman and sophomore. We could easily set up the exact same thing, but label this one red, blue, and green. In which case, then on top of here, we would have freshman and sophomore stacked for all 3 of these. So you can stack them either direction. All right, if you have any questions, please make sure you ask.